Salon. I'm back here with my girl. We didn't get her name last time. Her name is Big L. So we back today. I really don't know what Big L is doing here today because her appointment is not until next week. Why are you here today? Oh, you here because you're being messy. That's why you here. You got some tea to spill. Oh, okay. Well, the reason she here today is because she got some tea to spill. And on top of that, we didn't do her hair last time. We just gossiped. We didn't do anything to her hair. So we do have some tea to spill about our girl Shayla, Shady Shayla, and my good friend Amber. So let's just get right back into it. So I know last time we talked, my girl Amber, her and Anthony, they wanted to go on their 1 year anniversary. Their 1 year anniversary just came up. So Amber was looking for a babysitter. You know, Amber, she adopted that little boy David. So she was looking for a babysitter. And so she called me, asked me if I can watch the little boy. I told her no, I couldn't watch him because hey, I got the shop. Ain't nothing I could do. So then she calls her sister. She has a sister. Her name is Ashley. Asks Ashley, hey, can you watch my son? Ashley said, no, I can't watch him this weekend. You know, you did this such last minute, I can't watch him. So she called everybody, and everybody said no. And guess who she finally called and got to watch that baby? Shady Shayla. She called Shayla, asked Shayla, hey, you know, me and Anthony, my husband, want to go on a trip. You know, our 1 year anniversary, we want to go on a trip. So Shayla did all this song and dance. Oh, I can't watch them because, you know, I got my own baby, Amber. You know, I can't watch two babies, two infants at one time. And Amber was like, well, you know, little Dave is no problem. You know, you can watch my son for me, you know, while me and my husband, you know, go on our little anniversary trip. And y'all know the backstory. Y'all know that Shayla was messing around with Anthony. And they've been messing around for almost about a year? And Shayla's little boy, Kai, is supposed to be Anthony's baby. Now that's what she telling everybody. You know, she trying to pass that off as his baby. So Shayla was, no, Amber, I can't watch your baby. I can't watch your baby. So finally, Shayla agreed to watch the baby. So Shayla watched the baby while Amber and Anthony went on their little anniversary trip. So I guess her watching that baby turned out okay. But before Amber and Anthony left on that trip, Anthony went over to Shayla's house and was telling her, how'd you agree to watch my adoptive son? That's not right. Why would you do that? So Shayla tells him, oh, you know, I had to agree to watch him because I felt so bad for you and Amber. You know, you guys needed a vacation. And Amber, you know, kind of forced my hand. So, you know, she made me feel bad for not doing it. So I just went ahead and just watched your son for you. You know, while you and your wife, you know, go on y'all little anniversary trip. Which, you know, Anthony was not happy about Shayla watching his adoptive son. And he made that perfectly clear to Amber. You know, he went to Amber. He was like, you can't find nobody else to watch our son. You know, I don't think Shayla needs to be watching our son. And Amber was like, oh, that's my best friend. Blah, blah, blah. That's my best friend. She can watch our son. I don't see a problem with her watching our son. So, you know, Anthony did not want Shayla to watch that baby. But eventually he had to give in, you know, because Amber wanted to go on this last minute anniversary trip. So they went on the trip and Shayla watched the baby. I guess everything went okay. I ain't heard nothing about it. But let me get back into it about Shayla and little baby Kai. So Shayla's baby daddy, Arby, the one that Shayla is trying to say that, that's his baby. Now, after Amber and Anthony came back off of their little anniversary trip, Shayla called Arby and said, "Hey, Arby, I need a break. You can have your son. Can you take your son for a couple of days? I need a break. I need a break." Arby was like, "Cool." He was like, "Yeah, I'll take my son. It's my son. I'll take my son off your hands for a couple of days." He was like, "Oh, you got to change your heart. Because before, you would let me take my son. But now you finna let me take my son?" She was like, "Yeah, you can keep him for a couple of days." So, she took the baby on over to Arby's house. Now, Arby got another girlfriend, which meant I might want to say fiance. Fiance. Arby has a fiance. Her name is Jasmine. Now, how Jasmine came into the picture, before Arby had met Shayla, Arby had met Jasmine, met her at the gas station. So he met her at the gas station, met this girl on a Monday. They went out on a date on Wednesday. By Saturday, Jasmine had moved into Arby's house. So, they was rocking it for about a year. Then, Arby met Shayla, and, so that's the story. So now, Shayla takes the baby over there. She was sad when she got over there. Jasmine was like, "Oh, I'm so happy. You finally let Arby's baby come visit him. It's about time. You let this baby come visit, his daddy and blah, blah, blah." So, Shayla got over there acting up, talking about, "I don't want Jasmine around my baby and blah, blah, blah." And Arby was like, "What you mean you don't want Jasmine around your baby? This is my baby too, right? Why can't my fiance be around my baby?" So, she shut up about that. She was like, "Okay, whatever." So after, she left, a day or so went by. Arby sitting there looking at the baby, just looking at the baby. He was like trying to see himself in the baby. He was like, "I don't see myself in this baby. This baby don't look nothing like me. The baby looks nothing like me." And so Jasmine was like, "Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell you, bro. This baby don't look nothing like you. I don't think this your baby. You know how shady Shayla is. She was creeping, before when she met you. She met you when she had a boyfriend. So, this might not be your son." So he was like, "Jasmine, go away. Go on from that. Go on from that. We ain't finna talk like that." So the whole weekend, Arby was just like, "Bro, I can't shake this feeling. This may not be my baby. This may not be my baby." So Jasmine goes to the drugstore, goes to CVS, and picks up a home DNA test. Yes, she did. Brought a home DNA test and told Arby, "Hey, Arby, since you feeling some type of way and you don't think that this is your baby, maybe we could do this home DNA test." And Arby was like, "Nope, no, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. Shayla wouldn't like it." And, Jasmine was like, "Well, you asked Shayla for a DNA test and she refused, talking about, no, you're not gonna put her baby through that. So won't you just go on and do it?" So Arby waited. He waited another day and he finally did the DNA test. He swabbed himself and swabbed the baby and they sent it off. And Arby was like, "Man, I don't know how Shayla gonna feel about, me doing this DNA test." Jasmine was like, "You don't have to tell her, dummy. Don't tell her you did the DNA test." So Arby took the DNA test. It's been about a week. He sent those results off. So we gonna wait and see if this baby comes back to be Arby's. Because Shayla's mother Shayla did a DNA test with Anthony. And I think Shayla's mother tampered with them DNA results because that result came back that Anthony, they did a home DNA test. The results came back that Anthony was the father of little baby Kai. So that's what Shayla's results came back saying, that Anthony was the father of Kai. So like I said, I don't know. I think Shayla's mother had something to do with those DNA results. I really, truly do think that Shayla's mother tampered with those DNA results because Shayla let them results sit around for almost 2 weeks on her countertop before she opened them up. So I'm thinking Shayla's mama tamper with those DNA results just to say that baby was Anthony's baby. Because the benefits of that baby being Anthony's baby, Anthony is a business owner. He owns lots of businesses. He's a little millionaire. He has money. He could take care of baby Kai. But the thing is, if that's not his baby, then that's not his baby. So I don't know. I don't know. This story just gets crazier and crazier. Every time I turn around, it's something, something. Shayla is into something. And then what I forgot to tell you was Shayla is now dating Amber's childhood boyfriend, Mike. Yep, yep. Dating Mike, girl. Dating Amber's childhood crush. That was Amber's crush from when she was a little kid. She had a crush on Mike when she was in high school. Her and Mike dated for a minute, but they was in high school. Nothing ever became of it. So Mike, we all up in the A. Mike, met Shayla. Okay, so I forgot to tell you guys that Anthony and Amber they own a bar together. So how Shayla met Mike was something happened in the bar. Somebody came in, tried to rob the bar. They stuck up the bar, little pow pow here and there in the bar. So, Shayla was probably about 8 months pregnant. So Mike, came along, saved her, shielded her from the pow pows. So then she started looking at Mike real different with these googly eyes. So that night, Mike took Shayla home. Shayla was like, "Oh, Amber, I don't want to go home by myself." Blah 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 blah. So Mike took Shayla home. He took her home, and then bada bing, bada boom. You know, then after that they was sneaking around, seeing each other. Mike coming over to the apartment all the time. Mind you, Anthony got Shayla that apartment. That apartment is in Anthony's name. Anthony is paying $3,000 a month for that apartment. So when Anthony found out that Mike and Shayla had got together, and they still together, Anthony was pissed. He like, you done brought this man to my house, you my side piece, you mine. So Shayla told Anthony, she was like, you know what? We're not going to do this no more. I don't want you to be coming around here. You're not going to keep running in and out of my apartment. You can't be with me exclusively. Then, we ain't going to be together. Anthony was like, you knew that I had a wife when we start messing around. So, long story short, Shayla been dating Amber's childhood crush boyfriend. Shayla is dating him now. So Anthony can't come and go as he please in the apartment that he's renting for Shayla. So Anthony can't come and go as he please. And let me tell you this. Anthony was coming over to Shayla's house after they got the DNA results, found out that, hey, that's his baby, supposedly his baby. Shayla tells Anthony, you can't come to my house no more unannounced. Give me your key. So Anthony was like, what? She was like, give me your key. So Anthony gave her the key back. He respected the boundaries. And then Anthony is pissed off. He's upset because Shayla came up with the name Kai. Guess who named that baby? Mike, her new boyfriend, named that baby. So when Anthony found out that Mike named that baby, he was pissed. He was like, how are you going to let this man name my baby? Anthony was pissed off about it. So this story just keep getting wilder and wilder. Oh, and I didn't tell you how Shayla and Anthony end up getting together. So Shayla and Amber, Anthony and Anthony's friend Dee, they went out one night to the bar. They went out to the little bar. They was having fun. They was kicking it because Anthony and Amber was trying to hook Shayla up with Anthony's best friend Dee. So they was trying to hook Shayla up with him, which it didn't work out. So that night they had all went out. They was club hopping, and Anthony and Amber, they were drinking. Anthony got like pissy drunk. He ended up going home. So after that, Amber was like, okay, the boys are going home. Let's turn this into a girls' night out. Let's call our cousins. Let's call our friends. We're going to go get a hotel room. We're just going to hang out. So everybody was game. They called us all over there. We all hanging out in the hotel, having fun, having a girls' night. We all dressed in the same pajamas and everything. We having like a girls' night. So we hanging out, and then all of a sudden, Shayla leaves. She was like, I gotta go. I ain't feeling good. I gotta go. I gotta get home to Arby. Mind you, she was still dating Arby at the time. But she was telling Amber that her and Arby was having problems and she trying to leave Arby. So she leaves. She gets a Uber. She leaves. She takes the Uber to Amber's house. She was like, Amber, I need to get to your house because I left my car there. So Shayla takes a Uber to Amber's house to get her car. And guess who's on the couch pissy drunk? Amber's husband, Anthony. He on the couch pissy drunk, passed out. So Shayla comes, knocks on the door. Hey, I need to get my keys so I can get my car. He was like, cool, whatever. Get your keys and then, let yourself back out. So this man laid on the couch, passed out drunk. And Shayla goes over there, pushing up on him. Eventually, they did to do. Now that was that one time when Anthony sobered up. He was like, man, I can't believe I just did this. So he goes and talks to Shayla, hey, we can't be doing this. We can't do this no more. She was like, okay. Then once again, Shayla jumps all over him. Boom, they did it again. And this affair went on for probably about 4 months. And then that's when Shayla came up pregnant. Now Shayla was messing with her boyfriend that she was living with, Arby, and she was messing with Anthony at the same time. So when Shayla got pregnant, she tells Anthony, I'm pregnant with your baby. And Anthony was like, well, how do I know it's my baby? How I know it's not Arby's baby? And she was like, no, me and Arby been together for like 2 years and I haven't gotten pregnant. So all of a sudden I started messing with you and now I'm pregnant and this is your baby. And he was like, okay, whatever, whatever. What you plan on doing? She was like, I'm going to keep my baby. I'm going to keep my baby. And then, down the line, she was like, well, I'm not going to keep it. I'm not going to keep it. So she told Anthony, well, since I'm not going to keep it and you the father, you need to take me to the clinic so we can fix this. So Anthony took her to the clinic and she was like, you coming in with me? He was like, no, I'm not coming in with you. I can't be seen over here. You see, I already parked in the back. So I can't be seen in here, going in here with you. She was like, okay, whatever. So she goes in there. She comes out some hours later. And then, get this, the girl didn't even go through with the procedure. She gets back in the car and tells Anthony, I can't go through with this. I can't do this. I'm going to have my baby. Anthony was pissed. He was like, oh man. Because if she had did what she was going to do at that clinic, then, it wouldn't have been, she would have had no more ties to Anthony, and Anthony wasn't going to be bothered with her no more. But Shayla decided to keep the baby so she can keep ties with Anthony. And it seems like at this point, everything that Amber has, Shayla wants. So Shayla has a good man. Anthony has a good so I'm sorry. So Amber has a good man and a husband. Shayla wants it. Shayla wants everything that Amber has. She's jealous. I think something wrong with her. She's very, very jealous. So now when Shayla got pregnant, she tells Arby, oh, I'm pregnant. She took a pregnancy test. She faked the whole scene. Took the pregnancy test, played it off. Oh, Arby, I'm pregnant. It's your baby, blah, blah, blah. So Arby thinking, hey, she pregnant. This is my baby. I'm going to be a dad for the second time. They going through all this. And then, when Shayla gets like 4 or 5 months pregnant, Shayla tells him, I need my space, Arby. I need my space from you. She was like, Arby's like, okay, you get your space. I work a lot. I travel. I work with my brother. We go from city to city. We travel. You can get your space. Whatever. She was like, no, I'm going to get my own place. So, mind you, by that time, Anthony had told Shayla, I don't want you sleeping with Arby no more. Because this is my baby. I don't want you sleeping with him. That's nasty. You sleeping with Arby, and this is my baby. So I want you to move into your own place. Mind you, Shayla ain't got no job. Ain't never had no job. Don't know nothing about working. So that's when Anthony went and got her that apartment because Anthony is like a real estate mogul. He dibbles and dabbles in real estate. He buy property, he flip it, he sell it. So he found this apartment all the way out in the cut where nobody will go to see her. Now, if somebody was coming to see Shayla, they would actually have to call her and tell her, hey, I'm coming to see you, because it's, that apartment complex is gated. So, so he finds her this apartment. He puts first and last months down, and he paid the rent up for a year. So the rent is $3,000 a month. So he tells Shayla, hey, I got you this apartment, so you ain't gotta be with Arby, I can come see you when I wanna come see you, blah blah blah. Just being real messy. Mind you, he's still married to Amber. They still, projecting this happy family. I'm like, wow, this is a mess. And still, at the end of the day, Arby's my cousin, and I'm glad he got this DNA test done. I am so glad he got this DNA test done. But we sitting waiting on the results. Now, if them results come back and they say that's not Arby's baby, then it's gonna hit the fan. It's gonna be a problem. So we sitting here waiting on these results. I don't know. Like I said, I really think that DNA results from when Shayla did a DNA test with Anthony, I think Shayla's mother messed with those results because, see, Anthony was totally against getting a DNA test. He was like, oh, if that's my baby, you say it's my baby, then that's my baby. Why we got to do a DNA test? And Shayla was like, well, I just want to do this DNA test just to make sure. Just to make sure that this is your baby and just to shut you up because you keep saying that this is not your baby. So Anthony was totally against doing the DNA test with Shayla. So they finally did a DNA test. Like I said, them DNA results sat on that counter for a minute, and then all of a sudden Shayla's mother come around. Now her mother, Miss Woody Woodpecker, she's a mess. We gonna have to talk about her later. But yeah, and Miss Woody Woodpecker comes to my salon, and she gets her hair done by my auntie. She books the private room, and she gets her hair done by my auntie. And she sits in there, and she tells all the tea to my auntie. So when I get that tea, I'm gonna have to call y'all back so I could tell y'all what's really going on. Because see, Shayla's mother is very, very shady. She is basically, she told Anthony, you gotta pay Shayla $10,000 a month for child support for one child. She said, yeah, you're gonna pay her $10,000 a month just to shut her up. She said, but then you're gonna pay me a $3,000 a month fee. He was like, what? She said, yeah, you're gonna pay me a $3,000 a month fee. And he was like, why? She said, to keep my mouth shut. So Anthony is paying $13,000 a month for child support. He's giving 10 to Shayla and 3 to her mama to shut her up. So I'm like, Dad, that is just crazy that he going through all this. And still hiding all this from his wife Amber. They done adopted this little baby, little David. And Amber lost, remember I told y'all that Amber was pregnant. She was pregnant at the same time Shayla was pregnant. So they babies should have been like 2 months apart. And she ended up losing that baby with everything that she was going through. Anthony put her through a lot, being stressed out. She ended up losing that baby. So she lost the baby. She went through, some stuff. She ended up drinking a lot. And then so they went and they finally adopted a baby. So they got little David. So that is their adoptive son. Little David and Shayla and Anthony's baby Kai, they are the same age. They both under 6 months old. So we're going to have to see how this plays out. Because, like I told y'all, Shayla is now with Amber's childhood boyfriend, Mike. And see, Mike was running around playing daddy with baby Kai. Yeah. He running around, talking about my son, my son, my son. And Anthony found out he was saying my son, my son, my son. Anthony got pissed and told Shayla, hey, this man can't be claiming my son. That ain't his son. Why you letting this man run around and claim my son? So Anthony ran around, so Mike ran around town talking about my son, my son, my son, my family, my family, my family, I'm like, wow, this is just crazy. I'm like, I can't make this stuff up. This is just ridiculous. How they clowning out here. So, girl, there we go. Since they said last time all we did was talk, I didn't finish your hair. I finished your hair this time. It may not be the best, but I finished it. There you go. Nice little hairdo. We did this little hairdo because we're gonna do box braids one day next week when I get the time. Maybe Sunday we're gonna put some box braids in for her. Cause Sunday I got some more tea to spill for y'all. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, and hit that like button. See y'all Sunday.